Welcome to the Hyborian Keep. I'm Old Man Hyborian. Here, we review tales of Robert E. Howard's greatest character, Conan the Barbarian. Today, we'll be reviewing Heroic Signatures in Titan Comics, Conan the Barbarian, issue number 33. This won't be some fluffy review. It'll be an old man's honest opinion. And just as a heads up, there will be spoilers. So I don't want you to go crying to your mummy if I say something that spoils it for you. If you don't want the spoilers, go to the summary at the end. And if you enjoy the video, please like and subscribe. And with that, let's get after it. Heroic Signatures in Titan Comics, issue number 33, Conan the Barbarian. Cover by Roberto de la Torre. Really liking this cover. Excellent job. Like the colors of it. Inside cover we have several Conan novels. We have the credits for Heroic Signatures in Titan Comics. We have the map of the Hyborian Age and where we're located in the Western Sea for this story. So we have Conan on a ship, which is always pretty cool, as long as it's done properly. So this is Cursed Shores Beyond, Perilous Waters, story by Jim Zub, art by Fernando Dagnino, and the color artist Diego Rodriguez. So 2-page spread here, pretty cool. So we have Conan, he's on this ship and they're fighting the Zingaran military. So they kind of introduce a character here called Morley, who's a swordsman, and also Valeria, which is pretty cool. So the crew captures the ship. The captain, he surrenders. I like how the ship's drawn. It definitely looks like a ship that could be in the Hyborian Age, which is pretty cool. I appreciate that. So we have Marlowe. He wants to steal a kiss from Valeria. She's not too struck on that. She thinks he's kind of a slime bag. So they have a contest for his share of the treasure for a kiss if she loses. So it kind of sets up the characters here a little bit. Even though Morley's a bit of a a-hole, he seems to be pretty handy with the sword. So it's all kind of broken up when there's a big announcement that there's a storm coming. So this here's one turn off for me. That does not look like a captain with that type of a hat for the Hyborian Age. And the ship should not have a ship's wheel. So that's a little bit disappointing. So the storm hits and Conan, he's up on deck trying to help the captain and the first mate. And then all of a sudden the first mate, he has this look of terror on his face. So Conan, he takes off towards him. And this creature appears out of nowhere and rips out the first mate's throat. So Conan, he grabs a hold of the creature, kind of loses sight of it because it's a little bit transparent. And he gets thrown up against the mast. And he gets boxed around a little bit. And he's basically saying, okay, then, finish me off. The entity says, not yet, not till the ritual is complete. So it's kind of Jim Zub setting something up for sure. So Valeria, she comes up on deck, makes sure Conan doesn't get washed out. And he lets her know that there's some kind of a devil on board, but she's not really too concerned about that. She's just more concerned about making sure they don't drown. So the three of them, they're trying to keep a hold of the ship in this storm. So they're battling the waves. Then we have an excerpt of Robert E. Howard's poem, The Sea, which was pretty cool. So they weather the storm. The crew comes up on deck figuring that Conan and the captain and Valeria has probably been swept overboard, but they're still there. So they're a bit impressed by that the ship gets kind of swamped on this island. But they're not quite sure who they're sharing the island with because there's some kind of a weird monument there with a whole bunch of body parts sticking out of it. So it's a pretty good setup, I think, for this next story arc. Looking forward to it. Zub can always spin a pretty good story. We have a bunch of Conan content here. We have a short story by Jeffrey Shanks, part 33, Valeria. A must read for sure. I like how he kind of touches base on, Howard's strong women characters like Belit and Valeria. So that's a pretty good read. Then we have the covers gallery. That's a lot of covers. Like, that's just almost bordering on bizarre, the number of covers that's available. For sure, Roberto's cover A is the pick for me. Rear cover, some Conan merchandise. Pretty cool stuff. So issue 33. Yep, I'm liking the setup for this new story arc. Like Dagnino's art, pretty cool. Though I was not impressed with the detail there on the pirate captain and the ship wheel. But overall, pretty solid issue. Well, there you have it. Another solid issue from Heroic Signatures and Titan Comics. Conan the Barbarian issue number 33. The cover by Roberto de la Torre. Excellent. I really like the coloring Roberto had on this cover. And Jim Zub, he can really set up a pretty good story. I always enjoy his setups and the story that follows. Art, Fernando Dagnino, pretty good art. I like it. I like his art. He's pretty solid. Though there was a couple of details that kind of pissed me off a little bit with the way the captain looked as a modern day pirate. And the wheel of the ship, which is just not feeling right to me, because Robert E. Howard just didn't mention a ship's wheel. And of course, the coloring by Diego Rodriguez, solid as always. Very good story, very good setup. Buy it, read it, and enjoy it. And with that, I bid you farewell.